Venice, where the streets flow and taxis ride the waves. Think you've seen it all? Forget it. I'm here to surprise you. Today, we're not just strolling canals, we're speeding off to Lido Island with the wind in our hair. I'll show you if there's real life and a real beach, just a few kilometers from St. Mark's Square. We'll head back to the city by water taxi, and trust me, it's the best way to feel like a movie star. Or blow half your travel budget. Depends on your vibe. We'll wander through the Doge's Palace and catch goosebumps from the grandeur of the halls and the chill of the prison cells. I'll reveal where to find the best pizza of my life and what it's like to celebrate my daughter's birthday inside a real Venetian mask workshop. We'll even sneak into the only boat museum your friends have never heard of, and I'll show you the Rialto Bridge like even locals have never seen it before. It's going to be epic, it's going to be stunning, it's going to be real. So hit like, subscribe, smash that bell, and I promise, by the end of this hour, you'll be dreaming of Venice. Good morning, friends. It's only 5 a.m. and we're already at Dublin Airport. Why so early? Well, Venice doesn't wait. Today, coffee is our best friend. My wife and child are still heroically tolerating my travel ideas, though I suspect a mutiny might be brewing on board. We've been living in Ireland for quite a while now, so every adventure we take starts right here on this island at Dublin Airport. The flight to Venice will take a little over 3 hours, and then the magic begins. We want to show you Venice from a different angle, beyond postcards and tourist cliches. Together we'll stroll through narrow alleyways, discover cozy cafes, taste authentic Italian cuisine, and of course, take a gondola ride. I can't promise I'll sing, but we'll definitely find something interesting to do. Speaking of which, while waiting to board, an important question came up. Just how much pasta can you eat in 6 days? Thoughtful. It's philosophical, yes, but we're determined to find out, for your sake, of course. So buckle up, sit back comfortably, and hit that like button. It guarantees us a smooth flight and an unforgettable journey. Let's fly to Venice. Well, we made it. Venice Marco Polo Airport. And let me just say, it looks way better than Dublin Airport at 5 a.m. At least here, people are actually smiling. By the way, it's named not after the shirt with the collar, but after the Marco Polo, the traveler and blogger of his time. Just imagine, no Instagram back then, so he had to write an entire book just to talk about his adventures. Now that's motivation. All right, mission number 1, don't lose the luggage. Mission number 2, get to Old Venice as fast as possible. We've got a boat waiting. And yes, even the airport transfers are by water here. It's Venice, after all. And hey, how's the weather looking to you? I'm loving it already. If you are too, hit that like button. For good weather vibes, you know what I mean. There are two ways to get to the city center from here: the boring land route or the scenic water route. Any guesses which one we picked? That's right, we're sailing. Now, let's break down the options. First, water taxi. Luxury, style, and you're there in just 30 minutes. The catch? It'll set you back around 150 euros. Bit steep, huh? Second, shared water transfer. A bit cheaper, at 35 to 40 euros per person, and you'll reach Venice in about 25 minutes. The only downside? Sharing with strangers who might steal your coveted window seat. Third option, Ali Laguna Vaporetto, our pick. For 32 euros round trip, and for the three of us, that's nearly 100. You get a delightful 1-hour ride through the lagoon, straight to the Arsenale stop. Not the fastest, sure, but the views? Absolutely breathtaking. Oh, and there's a budget option too, a ferry with transfers. Super cheap, just 6 to 9 euros, but almost an hour of nerve-wracking changes and waiting around. Not our choice for today. We lucked out with the weather. Sun's shining, the water sparkles, and our kids already pointing excitedly at seagulls and boats. Honestly, this is the perfect first glimpse of Venice, right from the water, because Venice isn't just an island. It's a maze of canals, bridges, and buildings that seem to rise straight from the sea.
Ooh, how you made those mountains move. Yeah, yeah. For all of the pain you face, trials you overcame, every road that you made, thank you for it all. I wish you could see me now, way up beyond those clouds. I think I would make you proud. Your prayers haven't let me fall. It's your faith that made those mountains move. It's your faith.
An hour later, we arrive at Arsenale. Yeah, it's a bit pricey, but you know what? Totally worth it.
Pray for where I am now. It's your faith. It's your faith. It's your faith that made those mountains move. It's your faith that brought me to the truth. It's the way you call heaven down. Pray for where I am now. It's your faith.
Our first impression of the city, absolutely magical. All right, rewind. We're jumping back a few weeks to Ireland before the trip even began. Why? Because if you don't want to end up sleeping in a gondola, you need a place to stay. So I fired up trusty old booking.com and started hunting for something cozy and close to the heart of Venice. The criteria were simple. No more than a 10-minute walk to St. Mark's Square. I didn't want to waste every morning on water buses or fork out for a taxi from another island. I found a charming little apartment in the Castello district. No, it's not a palace. You won't feel like a Doge, but it's comfy, and everything important is just around the corner. The price? 6 nights cost us 1,156 euros. Not cheap, true. But every day we were just 700 meters from the Doge's palace, which means Venice was literally right at our doorstep. What came out of it? Keep watching to find out.
And so I did.
Unbreakable. Since I met you,
The suitcases have made it, and they've had enough traveling. Now it's our turn. Time to step out and meet Venice. Let's go. Venice is like an onion, layered. Peel one back, and there's always something unexpected underneath. Take this antique shop, for example. From the outside, it's just a window display, but step inside, and it's like a portal through time. Have you ever walked into a room where every inch tells a story? This is it. A museum with no ticket booth and no "do not touch" signs. Hundreds of beads, some that look like grandmas, others straight out of a masquerade ball. I look at a porcelain doll and think, she's definitely seen some things. And there, a portrait of a young man on the wall. Looks like he's the only one keeping order around here. The shop owner, she's like the conductor of this visual symphony. Ask her about anything, and she'll explain, show you, and throw in a bellow for good measure. Here's an ancient sheet music collection, perhaps once played in this very city, filling the air with song. Dust. Oh, there's plenty. But here, it's like spice and pasta. Without it, it's just not the same. We look around wondering, are these just objects or time capsules? It'd be amazing to pack it all into a suitcase, though maybe we shouldn't. We didn't come for souvenirs. We came for a feeling. We leave with a touch of nostalgia, like we just walked out of someone's forgotten fairy tale. And the best part, in Venice, that's not rare at all. Here, every corner hides a doorway to the past. And now, a little magic. Because in Venice, you simply can't go without it. These aren't just souvenirs, they're characters. Each mask is like a frozen one-act play, captured in makeup and mystery. Look at all these faces, joyful, eerie, enigmatic. Even Piero over there seems like he knows something we don't. They're all handmade. Right here, in this workshop. No 3D printers, no assembly lines. Just brushes, paint, and imagination. The mask maker, is he inspired, focused, or just lost in the flow? I wanted to ask where his ideas come from, but I was afraid all he'd hear is, "I'm a tourist. Sell me Venice." Every detail is like a brush stroke of personality. This one, I'd totally wear it to a job interview, just to see their reaction. It's easy to lose track of time here, and of your own face. But you know what I did find? A mask that whispers, "Welcome home, traveler." Here it is, St. Mark's Square, the heart of Venice. They say it's always packed with people. And you know what? They're not wrong. Sure, it's a tourist hotspot, but it's impossible not to fall in love with it. Even the pigeons act like they own the place. Look at them, strutting around like we're the guests, and they let us in for a stroll. By the way, the Basilica of St. Mark? I swear, they've been restoring it for 1,000 years, and even wrapped in scaffolding. It's still absolutely stunning. I don't envy the workers. Imagine having to renovate that beast. It's not exactly retiling your bathroom. In the center stands the famous Campanile bell tower. Originally, it was a lighthouse for sailors. Just imagine how many found their way home, thanks to that beacon. Now, it helps people locate the nearest Starbucks. Times change. Then there's the Torre del Orologio, the clock tower. It didn't just tell time. Once upon a time, all of Venice lived by its rhythm. Honestly, I wouldn't mind sinking my lunch break with it right about now. And these cafe terraces? One of the priciest places in Europe to sip a coffee. But hey, we all know it's not about the espresso, it's about the view. And maybe a few Instagram shots with that postcard perfect backdrop. Speaking of photos, hit that like button if you couldn't resist snapping absolutely everything. And drop a comment. How many photos do you usually bring back from a trip? I've already got 500. And it's only day one. Once upon a time, this square saw doges, merchants, and even Casanova himself. Today, it's us. Tourists with smartphones and Google Maps. Still, the spirit of history lingers. You can feel it. Beneath the stones, and in the hum of the cafes. One of the square's coolest features, its perfect symmetry. Not that I noticed. My eyes were too busy darting in every direction. And if you think St. Mark's is too cliché, come back at sunrise. When it's empty and silent, it tells a completely different story. As for us, we're moving on. There's still so much more to see. We're heading into the Doge's Palace, a place where even the rain feels like it's on a schedule. Look at this luxury. Can you imagine walking past these columns and staircases like it's just another street? What must it have felt like, going to work every day in an actual palace? If you work in an office, drop a comment below. Jealous or nah? Suddenly, we find ourselves in a room full of ruins. And honestly, it's hard to tell if this is ancient history or an Italian DIY renovation in progress. And here it is, the Doge's Palace in all its glory. The rooms here make you want to walk on tiptoes. Ceilings dripping with gold, walls covered in masterpieces. How did the Doges even concentrate on work in here? I know I couldn't. Now check out these chairs. So serious, so strict. I bet sitting in one felt about as comfy as a parent-teacher meeting. Fun fact, most people don't know this. The Hall of the Great Council is one of the largest rooms in Europe with no supporting columns. I don't know why you'd need to know that, but now we can both sleep better tonight. No matter what anyone says, you have to visit the Doge's Palace at least once, because it's not just beautiful, it's the kind of place where even the air feels epic. Now, the mood shifts. This isn't just an armory. It's a chamber of memory, a place that holds the story of how Venice defended its glory. Swords, spears, armor. Beautiful, right? But remember, every blade had its victim. Every helmet hid someone's fear. That cannonball, it's real. It's not here for show, it was placed here by history itself. A reminder that power isn't just pageantry and music, it's also force. Sometimes merciless. We step into the corridors, but the silence here doesn't comfort. It unsettles. Too many footsteps have echoed here, belonging to those who didn't know what awaited them. Another grand hall, another painted ceiling, but look closer. These walls don't just remember balls and masquerades. They remember sentences passed, and the final glances of those who never saw Venice again. Beauty can trick the eyes, but not memory. Down we go. Into the underground. When the tourists leave, only silence remains, and it presses on you. Because the walls remember. You descend, and it's like falling into another world. No gold, no frescoes, no light, just stone, just doors, just one word, carcere, the prison. This is where they kept those who crossed the council, and sometimes those who were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. Many waited for a verdict that never came. There are no screams here, only rusted locks, scratches on the walls, and narrow windows behind bars. Did you know? These walls were never heated. In summer, suffocating heat. In winter, piercing cold. Prisoners carved their names into the stone, as if trying to stay behind, to be remembered. Somehow, you walk these corridors and feel it. This isn't just architecture, it's a sentence, etched in limestone. The Doge's Palace gives you chills. From the gold on the ceilings to the dampness of the dungeons, power that inspires awe and punishment you can't escape. I didn't just see it, I felt it. Down to the bone. Night. Venice has shed its daytime chaos and, it seems, finally exhaled. The crowds are gone, the noise has faded, and suddenly, the city feels startlingly real. In the distance, you hear the clink of glasses, soft laughter, hushed voices. This is the Venice most people never even notice. You know what surprises me the most? The silence here is louder than words. I'm walking through narrow alleyways, and every turn feels like a secret. Have you ever felt a city guiding you, step by step? The glow of street lamps falls gently on old walls, and it feels like the buildings, canals, and bridges are asleep, but dreaming. Here's a tiny restaurant with just 4 tables. 2 are taken, and the people speak so quietly, like they're afraid of waking Venice. I almost feel guilty walking by, like I'm intruding on someone's private life. But maybe that's exactly what Venice is, a city that always leaves the door just slightly open to someone else's story. Now there's a shop window full of Venetian glass. I can't tell which vase is the most beautiful, but I know I want to take every single one home. And hey, if you're also the type to go souvenir hunting at night, hit like. Please tell me I'm not the only nocturnal shopaholic. Walk a little further, emptiness again. A lonely little bridge, a few steps up and down, and the reflection of a street lamp in the still water. Sometimes it feels like the city was designed to lose you. And that's the best part. No signs, no GPS. And of course, my phone lost signal ages ago. All that's left is intuition. Here's another corner, barely visible, a tiny shop filled with carnival masks. Where else can you meet so many faces, without seeing a single person? And again I wonder, is this even the same place as it was in daylight? At night, the city speaks to you like an old friend, sharing secrets it would never dare whisper under the sun. Sometimes I just stop and listen. I hear footsteps, my own, and I think, they probably sounded the same 1,000 years ago. Who walked these streets before me? What was on the mind of someone who stood here, gazing at this same water 100, 200, 300 years ago? Each night here isn't just a walk through the city. It's a walk through time. And every time, it's a different journey. Oh, there's a little square. Surprised. The lanterns glow a soft yellow. And for a second, I feel like I'm in a movie. No, really, there's even music playing. Where's it coming from? Ah, there, in the corner, a street musician. A lone violinist, playing something utterly unreal. You just want to stop, freeze the moment, remember it forever. I'd give him a like if I could, but here, tossing a coin feels more honest. As I walk again, I realize the magic of Venice at night is in its atmosphere. It's a place where you can forget everything.
More than friends, yeah. You know I'm here to stay every single day.
And just when you think Casanova, or someone in a mask, is about to appear around the corner, you're greeted by something even better, the smell of pizza. It is tiny, unremarkable, a hole-in-the-wall takeout spot. But trust me, this is where legends are born. You grab a slice, and for a moment, everything else disappears. This isn't just pizza, it's love at first bite. The crust crackles, the cheese stretches, and your brain goes, why haven't I eaten like this before? I don't know what they put in it, but I'm convinced it's magic. Want the address? Drop a comment, and I'll share the secret. Or just hit like, so I know I'm not the only pizza-loving romantic out here. Good morning, Venice. Today's a special one. My daughter turns 9. She didn't wish for dolls, she wished for Venice. Happy. And here we are, turning dreams into reality. We hop onto a Vaporetto, Venice's version of a water bus. No commuter cards, but the views? Excited. They're so good, you'll want to hit like instantly. We float past palaces, churches, bridges, like a postcard, only better. The stops are gentle and soon it's time to get off. Chuckles, now the real challenge, not getting lost in this endless maze of alleys. We've arrived. The workshop where real Venetian masks are born. And today, there's a very special guest. My daughter. It's her birthday. She's turning 9. Her wish? To visit Venice. And here we are, making it come true. Do you remember your dream when you were 9? Drop it in the comments. We meet Lorenzo, the mask master, creating magic for over 10 years. His t-shirt is covered in paint, clearly a true artist at work.
If you want, you can leave the mask white or use only one color if you want for the base. We also have these examples like the air, the water, the fire. In this case, you have less time for the details, but it's okay. Okay. So for you the same, the first step is to color all over the mask. For you, I show you first. Okay. These two colors. Okay, this is the mask. So the top to 3/4, so from here, blue, fino up to here, okay? Dab. You go down, you have to insist a little bit in the middle, okay? Okay? You don't have to come back because you do this.
We start picking out masks, and honestly, it's overwhelming. I want the cat, and the butterfly, and that super weird one in the corner. My daughter naturally goes straight for the cat. Classic choice. We dive into painting. Turns out, I have a gift for abstract expressionism, because not a single line is straight. Lorenzo just nods and says, "It's all about the process, my friends." Bless you, Lorenzo. That's the encouragement I needed. And yes, every mask here is handmade. Now I get why they're pricey. Even my messy little creation? Total masterpiece, in my humble opinion. Look at that. My kid's glowing. My wife's in love with the whole experience. And I've got paint on my nose. Honestly, what more could you want from a birthday? There's something magical about making a mask right here in Venice, where the tradition was born. That's my little insight for the day.
If you want, I can help you to better here. No? It's okay? Okay. So, now you have to dry the mask. Okay, so you have to color very quickly all over the mask with this blue. Okay, all over. Then you take off the color with the dry one first, in this way. Okay, and then you can insist with the wet one. Now I show you with the piece of, with the very quickly. All over. Okay. Then, with the dry one first, you take off the color.
Okay.
And then, with the wet one, you can insist more.
Okay.
Okay. So, now I give you new paper. So very quickly with the blue first, you take a little bit of gold, spread very well on paper. Now I do it for you, okay?
Okay.
And then very softly you do in this way on the mask. I show you. Very much in the back. And they give you also the book with the story of the mask. And thank you.
Ciao.
Hi.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, you too. Thank you. Ciao.
Okay. First, a little bit of yellow. Okay, so very softly you make. Ok, perfetto. Okay. And now you need these two colors. If you see there is a different. And then the same with the red. Okay, do it for you. If you want, you can take more yellow, but spread it very well. Okay, now the details. Tell me which colors do you want. No, exactly. Is to protect the mask from the water, from the dust. Okay. Now you have to dry the mask very quickly because the varnish takes less than a minute. For a minute, and then choose two strings from here.
Final touches. The masks are done. We snap a family photo, and it really feels like we created something special. Want the workshop's contact info? Leave a comment. I'll share. And don't forget to like the video. My daughter would love it. Hit subscribe. Venice still has plenty of surprises in store. Time flew by like a fairy tale. The masks are finished, our hands are covered in paint, and the emotions. Feels like we became part of the carnival itself. We had an incredible time. But you know what? The birthday isn't over yet. More surprises await. New streets. A whole new side of Venice. So don't go anywhere. Our walk continues. And as they say, we may have taken off the mask, but we're keeping the smile. We weren't spared. Here's a quick life hack. Want to ride a gondola but not ready to drop 80 euros? There's a budget option. Cross the canal for just 2 euros. We queue up feeling like locals. 10 minutes of waiting, 1 minute of sailing, and boom, you're on the other side. Not a full-blown tour, but the gondola, 100% real. So yeah, it's official. We've been on a gondola in Venice. Hit like for the clever workaround. And now let's jump into the full version.
Abbiamo avuto giornate migliori. Vero?
All right, I'm making it official. If you came to Venice and didn't ride a gondola, you visited a different Venice. We step in carefully. No viral videos today, thank you. Our gondolier, silent and smiling. Maybe he knows a secret, or maybe he's just seen it all. Just imagine, these canals are over 800 years old. Now that's what I call quality assurance. My phone doesn't even last 3. We float under bridges, each one a photo op. Instagram's going to love this. Oh, and fun fact, gondolas always tilt slightly to the right. Nope, not a design flaw. It's intentional, for balance. Surprised? Yeah, me too. We drift past quiet courtyards, flowers on balconies, laundry on lines. This is the real Venice, a little less polished, a whole lot more magical. We wave to someone standing on a bridge. They smile back. Guess we're not the first tourists to pull that move. By the way, if you're thinking of doing something like this for your kid's birthday, drop a comment. I'll tell you everything, what to do, where to go, and how to make it unforgettable.
What a wonderful life. How lucky am I that I get to hold your pretty hands in mine. Clouds in the sky. Nah, when you're by my side, it's like the sun is shining from those eyes. Darling, when you look at me, I forget how to breathe. The noise turn into a song. And I was blind, but now I see. It's for eternity. You right there all along. You're where I belong. You're where I belong. With you sun redder than wine. People say love is fleeting, then why does every day with you feel like the happiest day of my life? 'Cause darling, when you look at me, I forget how to breathe. The noise starts turning to a song. And I was blind, but now I see. Looked for eternity, but you were right there all along. You're where I belong. You're where I belong. With you by my side, feels like the rain is gone. I'm holding on like the sun in the sky, like the stars in the night. When I looked in your eyes, I knew it all along, all along. You're where I belong. Oh, you're where I belong. You're where I belong. Where I belong. When I looked in your eyes, I knew it all along.
All right, let's make it official. A gondola ride is not a cliche. It's something you absolutely have to experience at least once. Our gondolier, charming and silver-haired, shared stories about every house we passed, as if he'd been saving them just for us. It was so atmospheric. I almost feel embarrassed to admit it, but yes, I loved it. Hold me to that, and hit like if you dream of cruising through Venice just as beautifully. But our birthday adventure didn't stop there, because what's a celebration without an Italian dinner and a surprise happy birthday from the waiters? To say my daughter was happy doesn't even come close. Her eyes were glowing brighter than the cake candles. And those Venetian restaurants, they're an art form all their own. Want the name of this one? Drop a comment, I'll gladly share. Because honestly, just for moments like these, the trip was already worth it.
Tanti auguri a te, tanti auguri a te.
Let's wrap up this magical day with the numbers. Mask painting workshop, 132 euros for 3. That's 44 euros each. Everyone loved it, especially the birthday girl. Gondola ride, 90 euros. For a memory you literally can't price. Dinner with cake and singing staff, another 90 euros. Not cheap, but absolutely worth every cent. Total, one overjoyed kid, 2 very happy parents, and a budget that's holding up. Well, almost. So tell me in the comments, does that sound expensive, fair, or I've seen worse? We're not done yet. Venice still has more magic in store. Let's keep going. We board the Vaporetto and leave the bustling streets of Venice behind. The motor hums softly, the boat glides across the lagoon, and suddenly I realize Venice isn't just gondolas, canals, and bridges. It's an archipelago where every island hides its own secret. Today, our route takes us to Lido, a truly special place. On one side, Venice with its palaces, frescoes, and history. On the other, sea, sand, and a feeling of freedom. It's like a pause between acts, where the stage curtain is woven from waves. And hey, that like button? Consider it your ticket to the front row. Lido Island, a narrow strip of land separating the Venetian lagoon from the Adriatic Sea. Here, you don't get that feeling of being trapped inside a museum city like in central Venice. Quite the opposite. Space, fresh air, wide streets. It feels like finally taking a full breath after squeezing through Venice's crowded alleys. Did you know? Venice and its lagoon are listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which means you're walking across ground that humanity has chosen to preserve as a treasure. And Lido is part of that heritage, even if it doesn't always make it onto postcards or into guidebooks. Drop this little fact in the comments. Let's see who else knew. But Lido is famous for more than just beaches. Every year, it hosts one of the oldest and most prestigious film festivals in the world, the Venice Film Festival. Red carpets, spotlights, photographers, global stars, and all of it, right here on this very island. Just imagine, yesterday, a world-class director walked down these same paths, and tomorrow, your kid might be running across them, playing tag. That's the magic of Lido. It blends art with everyday life. And hey, if you can guess in the comments which film won the Golden Lion last year, you earn yourself some good karma. We wander down leafy streets, the sea breeze carrying the scent of salt and something warm, something southern. A few minutes later, and there it is, the beach. Wide, golden, stretching endlessly ahead. And the best part? Far fewer people than in the heart of Venice. Life here flows differently. On the main street, cafes and restaurants where, instead of pasta and risotto, sun-kissed tourists are served gelato in paper cups. Cyclists cruise along the promenade, dogs chase after balls, kids build sandcastles. A rhythm completely its own. On Lido, everything feels slower. Even the sun seems in no rush to set, lingering a little longer on the horizon. You look out where sea and sky melt into one. Somewhere out there, Dalmatia, Croatia, and beyond it, the whole world. And suddenly you realize, Venice isn't just about history and architecture. It's about life, about knowing how to switch gears, about how easily you can step out of the Doge's council hall and onto a beach chair by the sea. And let's be honest, this is exactly the kind of moment you subscribe. A seagull stole half my cracker. Fair enough, call it the view tax. Come at golden hour. Fewer people, richer shots. By evening, the wind picks up. Secure your umbrella. Hold your hats. Lido doesn't shout. It lets go. My head feels lighter than my backpack. Did this help with your trip plan? A like is a small thank you. And drop your own finds in the comments. I'll check them out on your tip. We leave quietly without fanfare. What stays with me is warm sand and rolling waves. Thank you, Lido, for an honest exhale. Next up, it only gets better. Evening. Lido behind us. We take a water taxi. 60 euros. Pricey, sure, but it feels straight out of a movie. The captain nods, lines are cast off. The polished hull catches the glow of the lagoon. The water darkens. The city lights up. The speed builds. The wind destroys my hairstyle. But the shots? Unreal. See the bow of the boat? Best slider I've ever had. To the left, the darkness of the Adriatic. To the right, domes and bell towers. St. Mark's shimmers like an old projector. Fun fact of the night, taxis here are called motoscafi. The wood is polished like a grand piano. Beauty isn't the budget option. And yes, speeds are limited inside the canals, which is why the ride stays smooth near the shore. Quick hacks. Sit in the back. Less wind in the mic. Shoot facing the waterfront. The lights do the cinematography for you. We fly across reflections. Every turn, a new frame. Every splash, a new accent. The Vaporetto, slower, practical, steady. The taxi, pure emotion and stolen time. And sometimes, that's worth more than a timetable. 60 euros for an evening, wow. Not cheap, but the memory, premium class. Saved you a test ride and some nerves? Huh. A like is fair payment. Want the exact pickup spot on Lido? Drop a comment. I'll share. No spoilers. A new day in Venice. I step into the Naval Museum by the Arsenale. One ticket, and suddenly it's all metal. Gun carriages, cannonballs, bronze, the smell of oil and old wood. Fun fact to start. The museum was founded in 1919, inside a former 15th century grain warehouse. Back then, they stored flour here for the biscotto, the hardtack that fueled the galleys of La Serenissima. The first floor? Pure artillery. Cannons, mortars, rows of barrels. Shields, helmets, grape shot launchers. And a case of silent torpedoes from World War II, the ones divers would ride toward their target before slipping off at the last moment. Chilling. Insight. Venice once had thousands of cannons. Until Napoleon. Most were melted down, and only a few survived. One of them greets you right at the entrance. History etched into dents and crests. I look at the calibers and suddenly grasp the scale of that fleet. Each barrel feels like a short documentary in itself. Like this kind of iron history? Hit that like button, and let's head deeper into the ship halls. To the left, a battery of muskets and pistols, wood and metal, simple shapes, serious intentions. I can almost imagine these walls trembling from the echo of training shots. No CGI here, just mechanics and discipline. One turn, and suddenly there it is, the fish torpedo. Yes, the human torpedo used by Italian divers. Tiny seats, handles, batteries tucked into side pods. 2 men, silent movement, mines strapped under the enemy's hull. Sounds like cinema, but this was reality. Drop your guess for its name in the comments. I'll check who knows their history. Next to it, a control panel, straight off a submarine. Round dials, glowing lamps, chunky switches. Every lever, someone's life at sea. And in a glass case, an old diving suit. Thick rubber, a rebreather strapped to the chest, hoses, mask. You look at it and instinctively hold your breath. On the walls, crests and shields of naval crews. Sailors exchanged these plaquettes after joint missions, tiny symbols of friendship from a vast fleet. Further in, a small patrol boat, its ribs lined up like a textbook on shipbuilding, and behind it, the model hall, elegant sailing ships with insane rigging, and a massive liner sealed in glass. The message is clear. Venice always lived on the water. It fought, it traded, it dreamed. Through the sea, this museum isn't about polish. It's about grit, the levers and gears that once moved a republic. If you're into raw, unfiltered engineering, let me know in the comments, because we're not done with the Arsenale yet. The best is still ahead. music swells. I go quiet. We step into a new hall, first frame, and there she is. A wooden beauty with lions at her feet, excited, a galleon figurehead, once braving storms, now greeting us. Beside her, a throne fit for a sea Zeus, can't touch, can't sit, but oh, you can want. If you also tried it on in your head, drop a like for imagination. Under glass, ships like aquariums, sails spread like wings, miniature fleet, real pride. How many ropes are tied here? I lost count on the first one. Ahead, a forest of oars. The trireme model rustles in the imagination. Do you hear the drummers beat? Yeah, me too. Venice always marched in rhythm, even in miniature. On the walls, crests, trophies, sea monsters. A city that invented branding before the word existed, and a marble monument to an admiral. His name is known by the sea. The walls whisper, "We're not a museum. We're a fleet on leave." And then, a breath. A door creaks open. The smell of resin and iron. Beyond it, massive hulls, the silence of hangars, ready for a scale upgrade. Buckle up with sound. Hold tight to the railing of attention, because what's next picks up speed, and there's no room for drowsy eyes. The verdict is simple. This was epic. Each hall felt like a chapter in a novel, from delicate miniatures to giants in the hangar. Beautiful, powerful, deeply immersive. I wandered around grinning like a kid at a toy store. Resin, brass, sails, the sense of the past right here beside me. Models of galleons, forests of oars, trophies on the walls. And that secret hall full of tech and diving suits. My tip? Don't just drop by for 5 minutes. Read the plaques. Study the rigging details. Notice the figureheads and the carvings along the hulls. And in the hangar, step back, take it all in wide. Feel the scale. This museum doesn't gather dust. It breathes history. It tells the story of how Venice ruled the sea, not with pomp, but with undeniable class. I recommend it to anyone who loves ships, cities, and adventure. Saved you time debating whether to go? A like is fair trade. Have you been here? Drop your favorite hall in the comments. Haven't yet? Save this episode. It'll come in handy when you visit. Pins and notes are on screen and in the description. What to see first and where not to linger too long. Subscribe so you don't get lost in the canals. And now, we set course for the next stop.
I'm higher than I've ever been before. Then you let me down again, close the door. Yeah, I'm such a fool. Here we go again. I think I might lose it. Now you're calling again, sugarcoat everything, but it doesn't make it sweeter. We wake up in my bed, I forget what you did, but it doesn't make things easier. You're in my head again. I believe in every word you say, baby. Now you're calling again, sugarcoat everything, but the truth still tastes as bitter. But the truth still tastes as bitter. But the truth still tastes as bitter. Now you're calling again, sugarcoat everything, but it doesn't make it sweeter. We wake up in my bed, I forget what you did, but it doesn't make things easier. You're in my head again. I believe in every word you say.
We turn off the promenade and make our way on foot towards Santa Elena. A bridge, a turn, another bridge. Venice is a labyrinth, just without the Minotaur. The map insists straight, but the street insists only left. We follow intuition and the scent of the sea. Mini detour. We took the wrong bridge. Bonus prize. A courtyard strung with laundry and guarded by a cat. We loop back to the water, hugging the island's eastern edge. The pace is easy. Every corner looks like a postcard. Cafes wink at us with croissants. But we stay the course. The promenade quiets down. Our steps stretch longer. The air feels fresher. Now you can hear leaves rustling, not rolling suitcases. Want the exact track? I'll drop the pins in the comments. Saved you a few circles. I'll take a like in return, just a little further. And the city starts whispering as the park comes into view. Need silence in a postcard city? I've got the address. Sant Elena, the green tail of Venice, one of the calmest corners. Here, you don't hear rolling suitcases, only the wind in the trees. We turn off the promenade, and it's like someone switches the volume down. Shade from the trees, the scent of salt and grass. Benches waiting, a playground calling with swings. The kid dives into play, the parents slip into breathe in, breathe out mode. I love spots like this. Little pauses. Venice can feel dense, tourists everywhere. But here, space, wider air, freer steps. Boats glide by the shore, dogs chase balls. And finally, you hear yourself, not the crowd. Small hack, come in the morning or near sunset. The light is softer, your shots more cinematic, and the crowds are thinner. Bring some water, a blanket, and 5 quiet minutes. Do you need these little islands of calm? Say so in the comments. I'll drop you the pins. Saving your nerves? I'll take a like in return. Fair deal. Hit subscribe. I'll show you more quiet corners with 0 lines. Venice knows how to be loud, but here, it whispers. Rest. Just watch. And that's exactly what we do. Sixth morning in Venice. The city whispers, buongiorno. Coffee kicks in. Vaporettos yawn awake. The bells stretch their voices. I count bridges instead of calories. Fair math, right? The lagoon is smooth as glass. We, too, are turning slowly with it. Today's pace, unhurried, but with intrigue. Tax for waking up early? A like in the jar. What's next only gets better. Let's go. I step inside, and my brain asks for a seatbelt. The Mona Lisa stares like she already knows how this episode ends. Next to her, the Last Supper. No mystery here, just overwhelming scale pressing down on you. Switching gears to the mechanics. Interactive models click like an adult's Lego set. I assemble a polyhedron and suddenly feel like Leonardo's assistant. Like the engineer side of Da Vinci? Don't be shy. Drop a like. The Vitruvian man stretches his arms, almost whispering. Balance isn't a pose, it's calculation. In the case, anatomical tools. Slightly eerie, but worth noting, he drew muscles better than I can draw straight lines. Then, machines of war and peace, a wooden tank, spiral gears, a nailless bridge. I pull on a lever and realize why he sketched so much. Here it's all about attempts and the courage to fail. And the best part? The museum is interactive. Almost everything here begs to be touched. Kids equals paradise. Adults equals mental reboot. So what do we take away? The idea of trying with your hands and thinking beyond the frame. Which invention grabbed you most? Drop it in the comments. Let's debate with culture. Hit subscribe, and I'll test the next one. Venice still has surprises, I promise. Short and straight to the point. Rialto ahead. The postcard, coming to life, frame by frame. How many times have you seen it in the movies? Time to check the original. Beneath your feet, stone. Beneath the stone, thousands of wooden piles. Yes, the oldest bridge on the Grand Canal. 16th century. A single span, a bold arch. Standing as if out of sheer stubbornness. Below it, Venice in motion. Gondolas whisper, Vaporettos grumble. Above it, a human tide. Shops, silver, glass, magnets. Every step a mini balcony. The view, a movie trailer. To the left, the canal curves. To the right, rooftops ripple like waves. And you realize, this is the city's center of gravity. Fun fact, the design was chosen from a contest of daring ideas. Rialto won, and still refuses to let your eyes go. Hack, come at sunrise or after sunset. Fewer people, more reflections, romance overflowing. Save this pin, and don't argue with gravity's beauty. The tax for the view? 1 like. Fair deal? Drop in the comments. Which side gives the tastier frame? We breathe deeper. Steps slow down. Emotions get louder. Rialto, crossed. we are, the finale. I look at the water, it remembers everything. We arrived as guests. We leave, a little like locals. San Marco dazzles. The Campanile stands tall, like a lighthouse for dreamers. The clock strikes, and the city exhales. Did you hear it? The Doge's Palace, beauty with a shadow. Its halls whisper of power, its dungeons of fear. Goosebumps remember it better than words ever could. The Arsenale and the Naval Museum, an epic in wood and steel. Models, cannons, miracle boats. Venice always built the future, even when it smelled of gunpowder and resin. A night walk washes away the chaos. The best lights are reflections. The best pizza, the one you eat standing on a bridge. Want the address? Drop a comment. I'll share, no spoilers. My daughter's birthday. Masks, paints, laughter. Lorenzo shows the techniques. We show off childhood pride. A short gondola crossing, and happiness caught on camera. At the restaurant, the waiters sing, and for once I don't fake the tear in my eye. The park silence of Santa Elena, trees breathing louder than the tourists. That's where the city turns human. That's where we fall quiet too. Lido, a pause between acts. Sand, sea, horizon. 2 loungers and an umbrella, sure, 50 euros. But how much is doing nothing really worth? The Venice Film Festival waves from its posters. See you in autumn. A water taxi at night. Cinema through the window. Rialto and half light. The shot people travel the world to capture. The Leonardo Museum. Touch, turn, marvel. A genius speaking in simple machines. We listened with our hands. And now, honestly, Venice is tired. She needs a breath. Tens of thousands of visitors every day. It's a lot for such a small island. So let's be gentler. Softer steps, quieter voices, every cup in the bin. The city isn't a stage set. It's a home, and fragile, like Murano glass. So, what are you taking with you? The route, the pins, the hacks. They're all in the description. Beach days are possible, family plans are real, romance is guaranteed. If I saved you time or nerves, consider a like fair payment. Been here? Leave your tips in the comments. I'll test them next time. Thank you, Venice, for the light, the water, the truth. We leave quietly, without startling the seagulls. What's next? Even better. See you, just around the corner of a new alley.